a brief introduction about speaker. Mr. Sharif is a seasoned pharmacy executive, entrepreneur, and advocate with over 25 years of experience across community, corporate, regulatory, and advocacy sectors. He currently works as a co-CEO of OnPharm-United and president of the FIP Community Pharmacy. Previously, he was chair of the Ontario College of Pharmacists and vice president of pharmacy at Ontario Pharmacist Association. Sherif has been recognized with numerous awards, including 100 Health Award. A dedicated leader to shape the profession through strategic vision, advocacy, and mentorship. Over to you, Sherif, sir.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for this introduction and good evening, everyone. I know it's a bit of the evening for you on your Saturday, your weekend. So thank you for tuning in to listen to me here. I very much appreciate the invite when Morzul reached out. I'm a third generation pharmacist, so pharmacy is in my blood. And I'm always happy to speak with students and with early career pharmacists in a way to share some of my experience, my learnings, and hopefully maybe something that I would share can help at least one of you as you plan your career path. And if that happens, then that would serve the purpose. So for today, I know that I have about 15-20 minutes with you or so. I'm not going to be using any slides or presentation. I'm going to be talking more about a high-level overview of my career path. And as I do that, I will share with you some thoughts and some tips at certain milestones. And then after that, at the end, I will kind of summarize, put it all together. One of the main takeaways that I would like to leave you with today. So when I first started my career, I started as a pharmacy assistant. I was studying in school for pharmacy at that time. And my point here by mentioning this that early, it's because as you're in school, obviously you do some work, you may work in different jobs, but if you are able to, it's always better to find a job in the field, in the profession. That certainly will add a lot of experience, a lot of give you skills, knowledge, and also get you to apply what you're learning as well. So whenever possible, prioritize, try to find a job in the profession, within the field of pharmacy as you're in school. And even that can be a paid job or a volunteer job, but you'll find that to be very useful in setting also you apart from the competition as well. Then after that, I started to, after I graduated, I started to work as a staff pharmacist. And I worked in different pharmacy settings. And I did that for a couple of years. And it's important here to understand that as you build your career, you have to have a very strong foundation first. So let's say if you are interested in owning a pharmacy or in owning your business, before you embark on that, before you delve into that as a pharmacist, it doesn't matter what sector of pharmacy you choose to practice in after that, you still need to have a very strong foundation. And when you do that, you can build on it as high as you want. So the strong foundation is basically having the clinical knowledge. That's the strong foundation for any pharmacist. So you have to have the clinical practice and the clinical knowledge. So doing that by working as a staff pharmacist in different pharmacy settings, whether it's you can do it in hospital, you can do it in independent pharmacy, in chain pharmacy, and even you can do it in drug manufacturing companies. You can do it in wholesalers. There are so many different sectors. But the point is trying to getting that experience and getting exposed to different sectors of the profession. And that's important because you need to identify your passion. And one of the good things that I always say about pharmacy is that we do have a lot of opportunities with one license to work in so many different fields. And I cannot think of too many other professions that allow us to do that. So that's a blessing in a way. But the other part is it's important if you want to have a very fulfilled, successful career, that you need to identify your passion first and then start to plan your career path accordingly. So after I did that for a couple of years, I started to find that my passion was more on the business side, more on the operation side of pharmacy. So I opened my own pharmacy, became an independent pharmacy owner. And after that, I became a franchise owner. And after that, I worked in corporate retail chains as a regional director for various regions in Canada. And then I became the CEO of a network of independent pharmacies in Ontario, and that is my current role. While I was doing that, I was also volunteering in the profession. And I think it's also important that as a young pharmacist and as a student to use this opportunity to get involved in your profession as early as you can. I guarantee you'll find it to be very fulfilling, very rewarding, and by giving back to the profession, you're still also learning, and it will help you grow, and it will give you a lot of immense satisfaction as you get an opportunity to actually shape how your profession in the future looks like. So for me, when I look at my career, I served on at least 65 different boards and committees over the past 25 years. And I think, again, it's important to identify for you where your passion is. It could be on the regulatory side, it could be on the advocacy side. So I was involved with the regulatory body, which is like the Pharmacy Council of India. So that's similar to in Ontario. I served as a council member for a few terms, and I became the president of the council. On the advocacy side as well, so that would be like the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, the IPA. I did serve on the board of the association for a number of years, and I currently serve on the board of different pharmacy associations in Canada, and also with the International Pharmaceutical Federation, the president of the community pharmacy section there. And I can tell you that as a student, it's very important for you to become involved with your local association whenever possible, obviously. But you'll find that you will get a lot of opportunities that open up that way. And if you're not a member of FIP, I also encourage you to at least consider that. The FIP has an early career pharmaceutical group, and that's it's a group for young pharmacists, for new grads. It's focused on students and early career pharmacists. It's a very active group. It will certainly help open many doors and opportunities for you. You'll get access to a global network of colleagues. You'll have opportunities to be involved in different projects and initiatives that will shape your practice. You can have access to different tools and resources that can help you and also give you a lot of knowledge and and professional development by accessing webinars and continuing education events. So not trying to sell you anything here, but my point to you is explore, if you can, the opportunity to become a member of your advocacy associations locally, nationally, and also internationally, if you can. So in essence, that was just a very, very short, very high level summary of my career path. But what I want to share with you here is that this didn't happen by chance. Like all the different milestones in my careers were actually stepping stones to the next ones. So you have to, when you look at your career, you have to plan it in order to actually be able to maximize the value that you can get out of it, and make sure that you actually get to where you want to go. I always like to use the analogy of having a GPS for your career. So everyone here, I'm sure, has a cell phone. You have a GPS on your phone. If you want to go somewhere, you put your final destination in there and you follow the GPS. If you just imagine that analogy for a second, you put your destination and you're on the road, but then the GPS prompts you to take an exit, to make a right turn, which takes you off the road, but it brings you back afterwards, back on the road, because maybe there is a bit of a traffic jam or a slowdown. So look at your career that way. You don't just have to stay on a certain path and just keep following it all along, because that path may be stuck at the end. You may not really go anywhere. You think you're on the right path, and you may very well be, but it's just not going to get you to where you want, or it may take you much, much longer, especially if there are traffic jams along the way. But if you think about your career path as navigating it like you're navigating a GPS, you will start to see that, well, maybe you need to make an exit. Maybe you need to take a different route. Maybe you need to even make a U-turn. Sometimes you have to take a step back in order for you to be able to get back on the proper road and move towards your goal. And these are not just things that I'm saying hypothetically. These are things that I have applied in my career, where I had sometimes, actually a number of times, made the decision to go from a certain role to a different role. Sometimes it's a lateral move, and that will be more about like switching lanes, but still being on the path. Sometimes had to take a role that maybe actually was paying less salary, but sure, most people would not make that decision because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you leave a job to go for a job that pays you less money? But if you have a vision, and if you know exactly where you want to go, and you have that GPS navigation, you know that actually this is the right decision for you, because by making that decision, by shifting, going from a role that pays more money to a role that pays less money, it was actually an easy decision for me, because that new role was putting me back on the path of where I want to go, and it pays more after that in the long run. So sometimes, again, you have to look at things from that bigger global perspective, depending obviously on what you want to do. People may want different things. I know some pharmacists, some colleagues who have been in the same role for 30, 40 years, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But what I'm saying to you here is, if you would like to do more of your career, if you have a lot of different ambitions, you have to look at it that way. Don't look necessarily at getting a job specifically just for the how much it pays, because that's very short term. But look at what that job and what that role is going to give to you. What doors will that job open for you? How it will create more opportunities for you. that's what will pay off in the long run a lot more than a higher salary at the beginning. So that's really the main message that I want to leave with you today. It's more about looking at your career holistically, and it's very important that as a student and as a new graduate, for you to look at your career path with that lens, because there are so many people that do graduate and they start to think about it afterwards, and they try to figure out, well, what do I do now with my career? So if you can get a head start and you start to plan it accordingly, get a mentor. There are a lot of great pharmacists, especially in India, that some of them are good friends of mine, great mentors. So try to get some mentorship, seek people that you can learn from, and again, look at your career path as a path to navigate, not just as a road to get on. I think, just one thing I want to share with you quickly, because sometimes I do get questions about the status of pharmacy in Canada, and how to get licensed as a pharmacist in Canada. So currently in Canada, there are about 50,000 pharmacists that are practicing across Canada. The Government of Canada lists pharmacists as an in-demand role, with opportunities in every province across the country. In fact, the government is expecting or anticipating that there will be close to 14,000 job openings in pharmacy by 2028. So in terms of opportunities, I think there are certainly opportunities for those who might be interested to explore that. Pharmacists here work in different settings, whether it's community, hospital, industry, academic institutions, government advocacy, or different entrepreneurship opportunities as well. To get licensed as a pharmacist in Canada, there are certain exams that you have to take with the board and locally with the regulatory body for just more like a jurisprudence or law exam. You have to have them and demonstrate proficiency in the language, whether it's English or French, and the process itself may take about a year and a half to 2 years, depending on how fast you pass the exams, and also whether or not you do take some programs that can help support with your licensing. And sometimes the cost of the total cost of that whole process may vary from 12,000 to 24,000. But on the other side, the average salary for a pharmacist in Canada is about $100,000. Goes maybe starts from a bit less to about 130, but this is really again more just mostly from a community pharmacy perspective. There are so many other different opportunities where you can make a lot more than that. And that also obviously is dependent on the location, how much experience, and where you currently work. If this is something that you're certainly interested in, I would be happy to share some more details on the process itself with Morzul, and would always be happy to address any questions you may have accordingly. So I think that's pretty much overall what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening. Hope you found this to be helpful. Maybe even if one thing that I said that can help you as you think differently about your career path, then I think that would be a good outcome to have achieved. And I also would certainly welcome you to stay connected. You can find me on LinkedIn, and would always welcome the opportunity to connect. I think that's how Morzul connected with me, and I always try to respond to all the inquiries that I get, and would welcome to connect with you over there as well. So, Morzul, over back to you.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Sharif, sir. Your words really reflect the knowledge and experience you have in this field. I think the participants will get a lot of help for choosing their career path. So I would participants to ask any queries or questions they have regarding the topic, or any career guidance you want to have. Participants can unmute your mic, or they can directly ask in the chat.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir. I'm Sumaya Sheikh, a PharmD student, sir, as a members of SCRMP. So, sir, first of all, thank you so much for your valuable time and inspiring session. So, my question is, when it comes to choosing a career path in pharmacy, like many students, like including myself, often feel confused between options like clinical practice, industry roles, or entrepreneurship. So in your opinion, so what key factors should a student consider while making this important decision?
So thank you, Sumaya. It's a very great question. And this is exactly, first of all, I think I give the SCRMP, the pharmacy wing, a lot of credit for putting this together, because it's events like that and discussions like that that can open up everyone's thoughts on what else is out there, at least get you to think about what else is out there. Pharmacy is a very rich profession in terms of the opportunities, and depending on why you got into pharmacy, and whether your parents are pharmacists or your family members are pharmacists. Like I said earlier, I'm a third generation pharmacist. So I used to go to the pharmacy with my grandfather when back then, when I was still growing up. And that was a community pharmacy. And then my parents were working in pharmacy. They had a community pharmacy, but also they were involved in the drug manufacturing side as well. So kind of got me to think about different areas to consider. So if you are only exposed to either community pharmacy or hospital pharmacy or clinical research, that's maybe naturally, and it makes a lot of sense that would be where your main focus would be. But what I said earlier is try to look for opportunities to volunteer or apply for different jobs, just to test the water, just to see how things are. So there may be opportunities, like if you're only, for example, working in a hospital pharmacy, but you may want to take a couple of shifts working in a community pharmacy, see what that is. You may want to work at your wholesaler. You may want to work at a drug manufacturing company. You may want to work, like I said earlier, with the regulator, the council, or with the advocacy body, the association. There are so many different opportunities, but you will not really know what sector is where your passion is unless you try it out first. Sometimes people do a certain work in a certain sector, and then they realize, well, that's not for me. That's not what I want to do. And that's great. You need to do it that way, but you will not know unless you try. And as a student, you have a lot of time, certainly, to be able to use it in a good way. by expanding your knowledge and your skills by trying out all those different settings. And once you find where your passion is, then that's when you just start to put a plan together for that. And like I said, I found that my passion was more on the business side, on the operation side, and that's what I started to plan the career path, working on that. I would not have known that unless I had tried different work in different practice settings and got exposed to different opportunities. I know a lot of pharmacists, they come in, they get licensed, and they are immediately setting on a certain way just because that's what their friend told them, that's what their family told them. And you have to understand that people have different experiences. And so, for example, for me, I'm not telling you do as I do, I'm telling you explore. Explore because everyone is different, and where you find your passion may be different from the path that other people are following. So hopefully that answers your question, Sumaya, but it's really more about trying to explore all the different, use this time as a student to try to explore all the different opportunities that you may have, look for job openings. The other thing that I said also was with regards to getting involved with associations. This opens up a lot of doors, a lot of networking, whether it's your local association or also with the International Pharmaceutical Federation. You will not believe how many opportunities that will open up to you. And again, as a student, that's a great opportunity for you to get a head start that way.
Sure, sir. Sir, may I have one more question? Can I ask?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Sir, today's like fast chasing world, like how important is it to pharmacy student to build skill beyond academics, like communication, leadership, or digital literacy? And how can we practically start developing these while still in college?
So thank you. So again, you're asking a lot of great questions, and I think it's certainly pharmacy right now is a bit different. Not just pharmacy, but the whole world is a bit different from the previous years. Obviously, in terms of the AI and technology development, it's expanding at a very fast pace. So yes, obviously, using opportunities to get more, I want to say not just knowledgeable, but comfortable. You have to be comfortable with understanding that the technology can be your ally, because, and this is really more from pharmacists who have been practicing for so long, like for decades. Many of them are finding it a bit difficult to incorporate technology and to adopt technology because they see it more as a threat, that it is going to be replacing some of the functions that they do. As a student, you have an advantage because this technology is coming up as you're graduating. This is a massive advantage. So for you again, there are so many different online webinars, digital events on technology. FIP again has a ton of content on the artificial intelligence in pharmacy and the use of technology in pharmacy. So would certainly encourage you to check out those digital events. There is a lot of great information there, but you're asking the right questions, which means you're thinking about the right opportunity and the right issues. I would start from there, getting more comfortable with technology because, again, the technology from today will not be the same for tomorrow. It expands at a very, very fast pace. So it's really more about just staying up to date, but it's more about being comfortable in understanding how do I use this technology to help me in my practice. Look at technology as as an ally, not as a threat. So that would be what I would do on that part. In terms of the other things you've mentioned, communication is still very important. There's again the whether it's communication skills to help you in your career, or communication skills just even if you're practicing on the front line with patients, you still need to be able to communicate with empathy and so on. That's very important. Some schools incorporate that, like some pharmacy schools incorporate some sort of training about that in their curriculum. If you do not have that incorporated in your curriculum at school, it will be good to certainly can explore some online courses on that. The other part is on the leadership piece. I would say that for me personally, I think the most important attribute, because I think you did also, if I recall correctly, you mentioned something about entrepreneurship. I think especially if you want to become an entrepreneur, now this is not just for entrepreneurs, but that skill will help you in any aspect of your career, but certainly a lot more so if you want to have your own business, which is discipline. I'm a very firm believer in the importance of discipline. If you can develop that, and if you can work on yourself to learn how to become disciplined, it will have a tremendous impact on your life. Cannot say this enough. I mean, this can be a whole completely different webinar. I'm a very firm believer in discipline. I've been applying it in my life for over 35 years or so. That it's just been, again, it helps you stay focused. It helps you to ensure that no matter what happens around you, because things always happen, you may get different challenges, but if you're disciplined, you'll stay on the course and you'll be able to navigate a lot of the challenges and opportunities. So I would say try to work on developing discipline. And discipline, by the way, it's like it's not something you're born with. It's something that you develop. So same thing as you go to the gym every day to work out your muscle. Working out your discipline every day it's the same thing. That's how you build it over time. So I would say focus on that developing that particular skill.
Yes, definitely, sir. So, thank you so much for your insightful response, sir. Sir, your words have truly given us a clarity to like how to approach our pharmacy career with the confidence and purpose. So, the way you simplified such a complex decision-making process really meant a lot. Like all of us, like who are listening today, and we are truly grateful for your guidance and honored to learn from your experience, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Ross. It's my pleasure. It's like I said, I always welcome the opportunities to connect. And like I said, you can reach me on LinkedIn if you're interested. I'm always try to be responsive and would always be happy to address any other question that you may have. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you
Mosul,
so
I
much,
guess
sir. Uh,
thank you so much.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Very special thank to you, sir, for such an inspiring and informative session. Your insights have truly given us clarity and confidence to navigate our professional journeys. So, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can leave the meeting, sir.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And thanks to all the participants, to each one of you for attending today's webinar. Before we conclude, we'd really appreciate if could take just a minute to fill out our feedback form. Your feedback helps us improve and also lets us know what kind of topics you would like in future. I'm sharing the feedback form link in the description right now.